pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Take the roll, please.
The Mayor, Benfield, Brooks,
Here.
Rizzalone,
Here.
Gold,
Here.
Hart, Ogalla, Parker, Haley Ferry, Tuminello,
Here.
Weigel,
Here.
Winfrey, here, and Newsom. Did you have a form?
Okay, thank you. Next be the approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Well, that was for the February 21st ad hoc committee and the March 3rd minutes. Move. Second by someone, second by Tuminello. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Is there any old business to bring forward today? New business, authorizing an agreement to provide for the financing of public improvements for the development of property located at Route 60 and 55. This deals with Village of Shanahan. I don't know if we need to go through a full-blown presentation. We've gone through presentations on this in the past. Does anyone have any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. So moved. Approved.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have authorizing the county executive to negotiate an update to the White study. This is to, basically this is to update the White study that was done a number of years ago, I think maybe about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, to reflect the current conditions and to look at, potentially look at the current courthouse site for redevelopment.
That was a facility study.
Yes, yes.
Second.
The motion second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next, we have authorizing the county executive to execute a contract with Kluber Architects and Engineering for the health department facility. Move.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next, we have awarding bid for digital copiers. Move.
Second.
Second, that's this one. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next, we have authorizing renewal of contract with the employment and employer services for the on-the-job training program. Move. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next, we have authorizing renewal of contract with the Joliet Junior College Workforce Development for work readiness program. Move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Authorizing contract with Bergman Equipment and Manufacturing for a training grant.
Move.
Move.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next, we have authorizing renewal of contract with the Joliet Junior College Workforce Development for WIOA Youth Occupational Training and GED Academic Skill Improvement Program. Move.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next, we have authorized intergovernmental agreement with New Lenox for one-day annual fall household hazardous waste drop-off. Move. Second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Authorized intergovernmental agreement with New Lenox Township for a one-day annual fall household hazardous waste drop-off event. Move. Second by Tuminello. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Authorized intergovernmental agreement with Kendall County for electronic recycling. Move. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Authorizing contract with the South Legislative Management for Board management software.
Move.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Replacement hire for the Division of Transportation. I don't know if, who's here, Mr. Tillwell, are you here? Jeff's here. This is for the, is this the one for the,
Yeah, shot.
and we've already approved this, this is free to play, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Did we have a motion and a
No, we
second?
didn't.
No, a motion, motion and a second first. A motion, and Winfrey, okay. A motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next we have replacement hire for the Emergency Management Agency. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Replacement hire for the County Executive Human Resource Department. Moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Proclamations, Mr.
We
Brooks.
have three that were brought to us, recognizing Karen Sabero for her retirement, Sunny Hill, Pam Boucher of her retirement from the TB Clinic, and Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yep.
So, and the last one, Mental Health Awareness from the death.
We're just gonna read that.
Just gonna read that into the record.
Okay, very good. Okay.
But I need to ask this, now, Judy, I see you recommended all three of these.
I think we're gonna work out.
Okay, okay, all right, good.
We're gonna work out who's gonna read it.
Who's gonna read it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, next we have the appointments to the county executive.
Move.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Nick has.
Yeah, Nick?
I just wanted to make you aware, we had just received the recommendation from the Republican Party chairman for the board review appointment, which she's already serving, so I don't think there's a need to bring it forward this month, but I just wanted to make you aware in case there was someone knew there was a reason.
Is there a reason we can't put it on?
Well, no, we just got it, so it would be,
So you know what, why don't we leave a space for all, for that appointment also?
yeah, that's fine. It's just, we didn't meet the deadline because we just got it, but
I know you did,
But-
I just got the letter too.
Yeah,
so-
okay.
So
But we're happy to
I
move it forward.
would, we'll add that, so we just say, we're gonna add Vicki Sanders to the list for county board review.
thank you.
Okay, so we'll add that.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, because I was gonna mention it, but you reminded me, thank you, because I would have forgotten. Okay, so then we'll amend the appointments of the county executive, so I will entertain a motion to approve the county board, the county executive appointments as amended.
Move.
Move.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Next, we have the, other business, replacement hire for reposting for highway department. These are all truck driving, maintenance, positions. Jeff, you're here?
I am.
Okay, why don't you just give us a quick, synopsis on, why you need these, new hires? I know you've had some retirements, so people left or whatever.
Yeah, DOT maintenance side has had retirements and even passing one individual in the past many months. So we had upward mobility within. Now we're left at the three at the bottom. Again, within the budget, 3 replacement hires. These will be truck drivers to bring our ranks back up to where they need to be to continue with the mowing, the patching, the ditching, the pipe culvert replacements, keep everything on track for the moving public.
One question I would have, Jeff, is this. We have this up of mobility. We're not creating new positions in management or in supervision, are we?
And we're not
Okay.
the same complement of staff as we've had.
So, I don't have a problem, these are replacements due to either basically retirements, one way or the other, whether they're.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, so we have motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The only other thing I would say is, these are pre-funded postings, they're on our site. If you have folks in your community, or you have a neighbor who you think this is some type of employment they would be interested in, let them know. Let them get on, let them put their application in. It's a competitive, these are competitive jobs. These are some of the higher paying jobs that we have in the county. And certainly internal candidates, you get preference. But it seems to me that our internal candidates, we haven't been hiring these positions with internal candidates. So, you know, folks that are interested, tell them to get their applications in. So, it is up on the executive's website, but maybe we should start putting it on the county board website too, just another place that people can see it. So, all right. So, okay, so we did the motion. Okay, you got the request for state's attorney's opinions. I don't think we currently have any out there. Where of Tom?
Other new business?
Okay, I'll get to that. Okay, so other business, Tom, you have something you want to mention?
Yes, I did. Last month, I sent a request for a committee assignment for a leaf burning ordinance change, and I understand it wasn't assigned. The Health Committee didn't want to hear it, so I'd like to ask the Executive Committee to assign it to the Land Use Committee. The Land Use Committee, this is something dealing with the use of the land, and the Land Use Department responds if there is a complaint concerning leaf burning. So I'd like that assigned to the Land Use Committee in the June meeting.
Okay, well, here's, I think, the issue, and we'll take a vote on this, I think. At least you can give me, even the executive committee, I haven't seen a lot of support for this. We've gone over this leaf burning numerous times. What's really, you know, even though there's been some changes, I think positive changes to specifically stop burning in areas where there is subdivisions or high density housing. So I will ask the executive committee, even though I think that we would have to put this on as an item, actually assign it, which would mean we have to go to the next meeting. You know, is there support to go through this again?
I don't know, that's what I'm...
Well, I'm asking the committee now. So, you know, I can put this on the executive committee, not necessarily for any particular assignment, but to see whether the executive committee wants to listen to this or go through this process one more time. Because I do think we've spent a lot of time on this, and I think we've made some positive changes.
Well, I don't think we've gone far enough.
Well, I know you don't, but that's not a reason to continually bring it back year after year, because it's not where you want to see it.
It's not me, it's the residents that are contacting me.
I will tell you that, you know, I don't know. Maybe there's a handful of people that contacted you. It doesn't mean there's this problem of burning within the ordinance. I think you know, the people who maybe complain, the people who are burning rather, are in violation of the current ordinance. So, and I think that in itself is part of the problem. You want to make it even more restrictive when they're already illegally burning and it's not being enforced. So
It's only, the ordinance now is 50 feet from the neighbor's house. If your lot is 50 feet, you can burn on your own lot.
if their lots are big enough, that's correct. If the lot, and that's
And this
part
slope
of
is
what
going to go 200 feet, it's not going to go 50.
That's probably, and that is not done by, I mean, that I think was the intent of the board was that folks that have lived in what I call rural residential still had the ability to do some burning because they lived in more rural, open areas. So I will first ask, let me just ask the committee, I'll put it on the next executive committee agenda to see if you want to place it on an agenda. Whether you want to go through this one more time. When I don't necessarily, Tom, Lee, I applaud your efforts here, Tom, and I don't totally disagree with what you're trying to accomplish, but if there's not some reasonable expectation that you have support for this, then, you know, I think I don't see the purpose.
Well, I don't know, that's what I'm asking. Do I have support or not?
Mr. Brooks?
Tom, you mentioned that the Public Health Committee is where this issue belongs, but you didn't want to add it to the agenda. Now, prior to Judy, before you became the chairman, as you know, we've had much discussion about this issue long before you were even born. We've been talking about it. And I'm not so sure.
I don't know if it's quite like that,
See, look, yeah. But my point is this. I don't believe that it should go to executive. I think it should go properly where it belongs, and that's the public health. And I think that's where that discussion has originated, and that's where that discussion belongs. I think in time it would come to land use and or executive and did a full board, but I do believe that it should go back to your committee, Chairman O'Donnell, because that's where it belongs. And bringing it to our committee, though, executive.
Well, I wouldn't be bringing it to the executive to hear it. Everything goes to executive.
For the vote.
No, you go to executive committee just to be assigned.
Correct.
Assigned.
But
So
shouldn't-
if there's not support to assign it, then, you know.
But shouldn't there be discussion, though? I saw the letters, and I do believe it warrants some discussion. That's why I'm bringing it up, Tom. But shouldn't it go back to the public health for discussion?
If the executive committee makes the determination that they think it should be heard one or another time, and wants to assign it to public health, the executive committee can do that. We assign to committees as an executive committee. My point is that if there's not support, why would we assign it anywhere? You know, at this point in time. Mr. Gould?
I don't want to give the whole history of this, but a few years ago, Mr. Babich brought this forward when he was the chairman of that committee. For those of us who were on the board at the time, the committee spent a considerable, and I mean considerable amount of time on this. Months and months of discussion, public hearings, citizens coming in, et cetera. So then a few years ago, we passed some changes to the ordinance. At this point in time, I would suggest that if Mr. Weigel has a specific proposal he would like to make to the committee, whatever committee it's assigned to, then that's fine. But I don't think that we need to revisit and have a wholesale, redo of the entire ordinance because we went through that process already. But if there's a specific proposal you want to make to amend the ordinance, then certainly the committee should hear a specific proposal, but we should not go back and do entirely what we did 3 years ago and redo that all over again.
And I think he does have a specific amendment to the ordinance.
Right, it's just to limit leaf burning to 2 days a week, Wednesday and Saturday. That's the specific
And that's
proposal.
fine, that's an amendment, that's fine.
Okay, well then, let's
Figure
do
that.
this. Judy, I'm going to suggest that when we're doing committee assignments now, that we amend it to have your committee listen to the amendment that Mr. Weigel would like to propose to the burning ordinance. And see if there's support for that. Okay? By the time you can work where burning, and I'll say we're gonna, I would suggest that, refresh my memory time. You wanted to have 2 days burning, but only in specific zoning classifications, correct? Or are you talking about across the board?
Well, I'm just.
I mean, we're not gonna have restrictions on that.
No, I'm not changing anything else. I'm just saying, this is the 2 days that
Okay,
anybody.
but I think then you should refine that, to say what zoning classifications you're talking about.
Well, it doesn't get into zoning classifications, our ordinance.
Because, for example, if you're E1, you could be sitting on 10, 15 acres. Are we including that in the ban, or do you want to include it?
Our ordinance doesn't say anything about zoning classifications. So I'm not suggesting we should add zoning classifications.
Okay, so you're going to say across the board, no matter
Right.
where you are, that you be limited. Okay, if that's what you want to do.
Right.
I'm kind of giving you a hint of another way of doing it, but if you want to stick to what you want to propose, that's fine. So we will, on committee assignments, we will add Mr. Weigel's amendments to the agenda
For June, right?
for June. And you'll go to the committee and propose. We're not going to move it forward to land use because this has been historically, regardless of who does enforcement, this issue has always been at the public health committee. So-
That's fine.
So, okay, so we will add it, and then it's up to the committee whether they think they want to continue to bring it forward with or without. I guess we could bring it forward with a recommendation, yes or no. So, to the executive committee then. So, all right, so you want to make that motion, Tom, to add it? Public compensation?
Yeah, I'll make that motion that it be added to the Public Health and Safety Committee next month.
Your proposed amendment, which you will then send in what you're proposing.
I already sent it in to staff. There you go.
Okay. We'll attach it to that. Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So Tom, this place down.
100% in favor of it here, see?
Well, really 100% on hearing it. I think you're gonna get a little different, I think you're gonna get a little different, you're gonna get a little, because first, one of the things that you should be prepared, why this shouldn't, I think that this, just go quickly, is because I wanna see these complaints. That, all this illegal, all this burning that's going on, I want to see where they're burning within the ordinance and people are complaining. Because if they're currently in the ordinance and burning, then it is, it's an enforcement issue. So Tom, you have to demonstrate that they're burning within the ordinance and people are complaining. So
You're only going to hear from 1% of the people. People don't want to really come out and complain about
if they're not complaining, then there's not a complaint. And it has to be complaint, it has to be burning within the current ordinance. And there's complaints. If they're burning outside the ordinance, and that's an enforcement issue.
Well, land use goes out and investigates these
Well,
things.
the land use can show us about how the burning is being done
They tell
outside the
people-
ordinance.
Land use tells people to call me. They think I can fix it.
Well, first thing you have to do is see if they're burning within the ordinance or outside the ordinance. Because if they're burning within the ordinance and then people are complaining, then there's an issue for looking at changing the ordinance. If it's not, then it's an enforcement issue. So you need to be prepared, Tom, to answer all those questions that I'm sure that Ms. Ogala is going to present to you. To make sure that we really need to address this. You don't have to say a word. I think I said it for you. So it's gotta go beyond the feel good, you know, so. But darn, I applaud your persistence. Okay,
That's what I get paid to do.
next we'll get to committee reports. Tom, you have anything?
One zoning case, they didn't add on this. Is this a draft agenda?
Yes.
There's another request for doing historic surveys.
Okay,
Should be
we're just
added.
back for that.
Okay, yeah, save this.
Have a space, Tom. Okay, so you make a motion to save a space.
Yes.
Second by Mr. Brooks, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any questions for Tom? Finance?
A couple of things, we're committing some funds for the University of Illinois Cooperative Extension, appropriating some grant funds for the Abandoned Residential Property Municipal Relief Program, and authorize the county executive to execute necessary delinquent tax reform.
Okay, any questions for Mike? All right, next, we have Public Works and Transportation. Mr. Gould,
We have one resurfacing item, and we have designating off-road as County Highway 90. That was part of the jurisdictional transfer we made with IDOT when we did Arsenal Road. And I can ask the staff, I'm sorry, is the Village of Romeoville proposal on?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
That is on for this month. So we did hear it at committee, so I guess it will move forward to the board. Did the state's attorney's office ever?
I would ask.
I think, Tom, that Mary is gonna probably advise the board on how she views this. I don't know if she.
Yeah, we did issue a written opinion that this exceeds the authority of the county board. For that reason, we won't be drafting a resolution for it, so you'll have to look to find someone to do that. I've also asked our insurance carrier to comment on your insurance coverage should you pass an ordinance that exceeds your authority. So preliminarily, they've said they don't think there would be coverage, but they have sent it to their attorneys for review.
Okay, so. that's
What
good.
did we find, or what did we receive in terms of the, and we didn't receive any specifics, but the proposal that was made at the committee was that the developer would pay for all these improvements. And I raised the question about putting funds in escrow, having letters of credit as a backup. Did we ever receive anything in that regard? Because how can we approve this month if we don't really have anything guaranteeing those funds? Because the county's not gonna pay for this.
I think, Don, that we would have to work out the agreement. So,
And I think the village
and I
would-
think if there was a resolution, all that would be spelled out in there, but I think that we have to, state's attorney is advising us this exceeds the authority of the board. Whether I agree with that or don't agree with it it doesn't mean much because there are legal counsel, unless we wanted to seek independent counsel to give an opposing opinion, or give a, well, I think you should say opposing opinion. They have outside counsel also take a look at it. I think we have the ability to do, but it doesn't change the opinion of the state's attorney's office. I will ask the state's attorney why they say this exceeds, and show me exactly how it exceeds the authority. Because this board has given variances and exceptions in other areas, so I need to see why this is different. you don't need to answer that now, Mary.
Well,
I mean,
and-
that's
yeah,
something
sure.
more for the full board to hear.
Okay.
So I mean, I'll be asking those questions. I'm going to be challenging the state's attorney's office, not so much on this particular, but to say that we don't have, or exceeds the authority of this board is probably what I'm going to challenge. You have to show me why the law, statutes back that up. So, I think we should have unlimited authority on
And you can go to the legislature and ask for home rule authority, and you can
Yeah, so
maybe do that.
So, and by the way, you know, for those who don't know, the Executive Act was only created for one reason, and that was to give counties home rule. It was never to have the kind of government we have here today. But anyway, that's I gotta throw it in at least once a year before the but at any rate, and the only mechanism for a county to be home rule is to have an executive form of government. That's what it was originally intended for, not to have a referendum saying we're going to exclude the home rule aspect of the statute. That's another 3-hour lecture. But anyways, okay. So,
Well, question, if there's.
because I might say, we have the executive form of government, which gives us the right to home rule. And you can tell us, yeah, but you didn't put it in.
Well, and then, yeah, the appellate court has already said no, you don't, so.
At any rate, so basically you're saying municipalities can do it because they have home rule?
Pardon me?
Municipalities have the authority to do it because of home rule?
Well, it may be that their statutory provisions are different, but the road and bridge with regard to counties prohibits you having signals less than 1,000 feet, and it prohibits you from doing it if there aren't the traffic warrants there. So you've got two things that would prohibit you from doing that. And there's a Supreme Court decision that says this is a ministerial duty, which means you have no discretion. So you have no variance procedure for this particular type of thing. Now, if there were traffic warrants, or if there were, some other issue that, required it, but even in this case, if it were 1,000 feet, you need the traffic warrants unless there was some other safety issue that demanded it, but the statute absolutely prohibits it less than 1,000 feet. And there's, even if you met the traffic warrants, which you don't, you would still be prohibited from doing
You put an emphasis on that, which you don't.
it. You don't.
But of course, would be an option of jurisdictional transfer to that part of the road.
If you want to do a jurisdictional transfer, if the liability is Romeoville's, I don't care. That's their problem.
I'm just throwing it out to make people aware that Romeoville could ask for part of the road, I guess. Okay.
Well, how, if there's no resolution and the state's attorney's office is not going to prepare a resolution, then,
Still on there.
how are we intending to proceed with this? Is this discussion only, or is this actually?
It'll be the state's attorney telling us that we don't have the authority to take action on this.
Okay,
All right?
that's my question.
Yep. So, and then if that creates some discussion, and I guess, like I say, I would challenge on this, anytime the state attorney says we don't have the authority to do something, I want a good explanation of why. So I'll be asking, but it has nothing to do with this particular case, it has more to do with the authority of the board. Okay, judicial, do we have anything on judicial, mentioning? Okay, public health and safety, okay, legislative policy, no, thank you. Capital improvements, we've heard all of that.
Well, the only other thing we have is the policy for the work changes for the public safety and judicial. That's it.
Okay.
Got the lease agreement for the town.
Yeah, we got the towers, and we got the initial estimate for the sheriff's site.
Okay, very good. Executive, any questions we have executive, we just went through all my executive committee items. Is there any public comment at this time? Is there any comment by committee members? I have no reports or announcements to make. Is there a need for executive session? Oh, Mary, you gonna make it quick? Mary?
Yes, and there's for pending litigation and I think bargaining as well.
Okay, so we got, okay, and, okay, so what I think, nothing that's gonna, anything that affects the agenda?
No.
Okay, so then I'll entertain a motion to approve the County Board agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to go to executive session for labor negotiation.
Second.
And litigation. We have a motion second, all in favor? No, I've got to take the roll. Take the roll, please.
Brooks.
Yes.
Rizzalone.
Yes.
Gold.
Yes.
Hart. Ogalla. Yes. Parker. Yes. Staley Ferry. Yes. Chumanello.
Yes.
Weigel.
Yes.
Winfrey. And Mustis. You're in executive.